Hello, so today's reading, as you can see for the title, is going to be about hyping you up. And obviously, we're going to call in your spirit guides to kind of help with that. Um, a little bit about why I'm doing this. It's basically, I have been having a rough couple of days, and I think it's collective, right? So usually when we don't have a specific reason to be down and like feeling like I don't know, shit's not going right even though everything is okay. It's usually like a collective thing. Just energetically, there's a lot of heaviness because there's a lot of transformation happening. So it makes sense. We have a full moon. We're in between. We're close to the AA portal. We are in between two full moons for the entire month of August because we started with one. We're going to end with one. There's super moons. Venus is in retrograde. There's just a lot going on, guys. So yeah, I feel kind of like shitty. I'm not gonna lie, but I want to pay it forward in the sense of, so if I'm feeling like this, I know it's a collective thing. Let's do something fun. Let's do something that's positive, something that kind of like gives you a little boost, or maybe it's just a little bit of entertainment, and you kind of, I don't know, get complimented a little bit, and that maybe helps. Um, so yeah, this is how this reading kind of came to fruition, if you will. I knew I was doing the right thing when I grabbed my little tiny deck and I was about to shuffle to get 4 cards. And I didn't even need to do that because the bottom of the deck had all of these already ready for me back to back. And these are major arcana, so I can't ignore that. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. This is more confirmation. It was literally the Magician, Justice, the Hangman, and Judgment back to back. So I was like, okay, yeah, that that is a synchronicity for me. Also, today is the 4th, and I just kind of realized that. So it's August 4th. So yeah, we have 4 piles. I don't know, everything's making sense to me, even as I'm speaking to you right now. So let's get this started. So we're going to, I'm just going to show you the 4 cards. And those are the only things that I'm going to do for choices. I'm not going to add any crystals or anything like that. So pile 1, you have the Magician. 1 1, that's synchronistic as hell. And the fact that then we have 11, which is Justice for pile 2. And then for pile 3 we have 12, which is the Hangman. And then for pile 4 we have Judgment, which is number 20. Something about Roman numerals could be very significant for this collective in general. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting so much already and I haven't even started. So I feel called to kind of give you like zodiac signs as well for some reason. Obviously this is Libra. This is, for me, as always, Pisces. It's water energy, but Pisces mainly. The Magician, a lot of the times it depends for me, right? I'm picking up Aries for some reason this time around. Do with that what you will. And for Judgment, honestly, I don't even know what is associated with this card. I'm sure there's a specific one, but today this is giving me Virgo vibes. I don't know why. We're rolling with it, okay? Yeah, so go ahead and pick your piles. Maybe what I just mentioned kind of also resonates with you, and if you were like hesitating on which one to get, obviously, you could always go look in the timestamps because I think numerology is always significant as well. Whatever pops up at you, go with that as well if you like. But yeah, I'm going to put everything aside and I'm going to start with pile 1. So I'll see you in your readings. Ooh, oh my goodness. All right. Very interesting, explosive kind of energy going on. Hello, pile 1. If you guys picked the Magician, this is going to be your reading. Let me leave your card over here. I think we'll get to the Magician as well and why that's part of your reading. But so I have everything pre-shuffled. I'm going to start with tarot and then I'm going to move on to oracles. If you missed a little bit of the intro, this is basically just going to be like me complimenting you, whatever comes through. Maybe your guides want to compliment you. Maybe they want to give you a little bit of a boost or like excitement about something. They want to tell you something that it's probably good news. it's just good vibes is what I'm trying to pass on to anybody who's watching. Okay, so those are my intentions. Let's get into your reading. I'm going to leave these here on the side for now. All right. Three of Pentacles. All right. So it says enterprise, success, talent, and teaching. The Three of Pentacles for me is always about co-creation, which is interesting because it's almost like your guides want to co-create with you. They're here like to like integrate with you in some kind of way, maybe to aid you with your, quite literally, that success and your enterprise, that kind of like it has to do with your talents. And part of your talent is also part of your journey. It's also about teaching others how you're getting to this point. That's really interesting. All right, let's see. Ooh, King of Cups. I like that. Charismatic, warm-hearted, intuitive, empathic. So this is you. That's really cute. Here we go. All right. So you're being it's like you're being seen for your empathetic heart, for how nice and welcoming you are, how intuitive you are, also very welcoming energy. There's something, you just put people at ease. Yeah, especially people that you co-create with in your reality as well. Manifestation is significant here. It's almost like you have all the tools, and having all the tools makes me think, okay, so you're very accomplished. It could be like in 3D kind of things, right? People perceive you as very accomplished, or just like overall, like that's like your energy, your presence feels very, it's almost like you solidify goodness when you enter a room. Does that make sense? Wow, that's really beautiful actually. You definitely do. Look at that. Temperance, healing, moderation, balance, and guidance. Ooh, with teaching and guiding, and this being part of like your essence. There's something, you're a healer, or your guides are trying to show you that, or they've been trying to kind of show you that you're a healer, or give you confirmation maybe. Yeah, it's probably that. Give you a lot of confirmation about your healing abilities. The fact that we have like an escalation of goodness. Does that make sense? Because the Three of Pentacles is a really good card to me. And then we have the King of Cups, which, yeah. And then we have Temperance, which, yeah, it's almost like this energy amplified. This is what I mean. You have this way about you. It could start off so small as like you just getting to know people, but it's so easy, like once they get to know you, to fall into the fact that like kind of like appreciate you for this energy. And then getting to know them a little bit deeper, like once you develop like a solid kind of friendship or relationship with them, boom, they realize that you're actually this, which is beautiful. It's like you're an angel of healing. Your words are very healing. Your advice is very healing. Look at me, my voice is going. You could have very powerful, when you speak, there's this powerful essence about you. Again, there's your presence, your essence, the way that you make people feel. Most of the time, this is probably happening in your in the subconscious. Like you're not actively doing this, but this is just what you emit. Okay, your spirit guides want you to know that this is what comes from you. Do you see how in this card there's just a lot of like amplification of energy? And so in this one too, there's like there's a lot of like things radiating from you, right? With the mushrooms here, you know what I'm getting? Because I picked up on the mushrooms before, and I was like, that's interesting. And I was like, oh, like maybe you're using plant medicine or something. But you put people like in this kind of trance. Makes sense, because this is what this is telling me. So the Magician is about manipulation, and it's not manipulation manipulation is not a bad word. It gets used like that way, but it's It's like you literally have all the elements and you get to manipulate them. You get to alchemize things and make things into different things. Like kind of like that. You do that with energy, okay? And the thing is that you're so versatile because again, you have all the tools. So you're here with all the elements. Like you got it all. And you especially have earth and water very balanced. So that's why, you know, water is the healing element, the spiritual things, right? And then earth is about like ingraining that into the physical reality, which is again why you affect people in a physical way. I'm almost getting, you know what I just, okay, that's so interesting. To give you an example of what I mean, okay? You know, in Twilight, Jasper, he can like manipulate, not manipulate, but again, like affect people's moods, right? He has like mood powers, right? Or like emotions and moods and stuff. That's you. This is what, that's kind of what I mean, okay? You're not a vampire. I mean, maybe you are. I don't know. It is not like a superpower, but it is a spiritual gift that you possess. Okay, that's really beautiful. I love it. Seven of Cups. Okay, instinct, choice, passion, extremes. More water energy. I'm going to see what that's about. Hold on a second. Let me see the next one. Ooh, Six of Pentacles. And more pentacle energy. Family, give, receive. Yeah. You definitely do. There's a lot of reciprocity in your energy. Okay, that's what I was picking up on here. So I was thinking, okay, so when you're a little bit off, you radiate that as well, right? Because again, you kind of set the mood. There's something about you setting the mood. And with the Seven of Cups, I just want you to like keep yourself balanced. Again, it was clarified by this. Keep yourself balanced in a very harmonious way, or at least, you know, you could try. Obviously, you're going to have your days when you're not. But it's interesting that if you missed my intro, let me go over a little bit of why I wanted to do this reading in the first place. Is because I myself have been feeling like, if I was going to put it into words, the Seven of Cups is quite literally represents my energy of what I've been feeling lately, which is off. Like I feel like I cannot pinpoint what's going on. So I knew that this is like a collective thing. So how I'm fixing it, or how I'm trying to get out of the funk, is by paying it forward with like good messages, and this reading quite literally of hyping you up and saying, you're amazing, you're doing great, like whatever your guys want to say, right? That's my intention. And it put me in a good mood instantly, quite literally. As soon as I got all the cards out, I started to shuffle. I was like humming to my music that I was listening to. I was like dancing in my chair. You know what I mean? This is what they're saying. Like whenever you feel like you're overwhelmed, because just how you expel this energy, right? You also tend to receive it. It's like you're a transmuter. You alchemize energy. So it's like you take and then you give back. It's almost like you're a filter, if you will. So if you're a little bit off, obviously the energy you're going to be sending is a little bit off. But this is where this inner alchemy comes in as well. Your inner balance, taking care of yourself. Do things that get you out of the funk. Like do things that make you feel happy. Complimenting people and doing positive readings makes me happy, which is quite literally, this is why I'm doing this. Does that make sense? So there's something about do what makes you happy, makes you feel good, because you have that big of a purpose, you know, like your energy is, your presence is big, your influence in the world around you is very big. And it's not that you have to be balanced all the time. That's impossible. Like but at the same time, they're saying it is possible for you to find ways to get to this point whenever you feel a little bit like this, okay? Because you see, she's like wearing a rainbow, and then it's making me think, okay, so this card is quite literally here. This card, right? The rainbow's falling into choice. It's almost like your happiness sometimes can also be a choice for you. I want to say almost like whenever you're feeling down, it's like brush off your shoulders. Everything's good. Don't dwell in the things that make you feel shitty, or don't dwell in how I almost want to say don't dwell in the past. So that's for someone, but that's really, really interesting. It's quite beautiful, actually. You're very, very magical. I almost want to get, hold on, let me get, I don't know what, yeah, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to get another deck. I should have had it out, but I wasn't sure. I just want to clarify a little bit about that Seven of Cups again. I feel weird kind of tell people, just get out of the funk, you know, like sometimes it's really hard to do. And also like, I guess it's also okay to feel this way. They're also saying like it's okay to feel like this, because eventually you'll be back to your balanced self, because again, that is like your default, if you will, right? It's just sometimes that you might be filtering, you might be integrating, anchoring in certain things that are heavy. And that is okay. It helps you in your growth, and you help people in your growth. Look at that, the Queen of Cups. Oh my goodness. This is literally you. Do you see that? Like balancing your emotions. There's a lot of power that you possess. The thing in the back, the circle in the back, makes me think of a big pentacle, which is really interesting that I'm seeing it this way today. But yeah, that is... wow. Water could be very significant for you as well. Maybe whenever you feel like this, it's time for you to go into the ocean, go into a pool, take a shower. That it's very healing. Take a bath, whatever you could do to get close to water. Ten of Pentacles. That big pentacle, do you see that? What I mean? This looks like this. Yeah, that's so synchronistic. Okay. There you go again with the water and earth element. That is crazy. And another seven of swords. How interesting. I feel like these go together. But you know, like seven is a very divine number. So it's almost like the divine is saying, your spirit guides are saying, whenever you feel like this, like also kind of accept the fact that it is divine timing. Like maybe you're meant to be a little bit like that for certain reasons. Now, they're saying that doesn't mean for you to like completely neglect yourself. There's, you know, the more, again, the choices that you make towards getting out of the funk matter, you know. And you're more than capable of getting yourself out of like this darkness or the anxiety or whatever it is that kind of challenges you and your natural state of being. You're more than capable of getting through it. So it's almost like don't doubt yourself in that sense. All right. Let's get into your oracles. Ooh, air element. Interesting, because we've been playing with water and earth this whole time. Philosophy, discrimination, and empathy. Empathy coming up again, because empathy was in the King of Cups energy, the King of Cups card. And even this in the back, I know it's supposed to be like air, but it looks like water to me. That's really interesting. And 25 equals 7. 7 is such a significant number for you guys. What is that about? Obviously 25 could be also, but 7 is so significant. No fucking way. The 7 of Pentacles. I love spirit. Oh my goodness. With the 7 of Pentacles, this is so interesting because it's like a little treat thing. They're saying whenever you're in the funk, honestly, get out of your head, okay, and go and treat yourself, okay? Do something that makes you feel good. I mean, I know I said that before, but the cat is here to confirm that for you, okay? It's not all about work and like Because the Seven of Pentacles in the regular tarot, it's someone like literally by their garden, like, you know, planting, waiting around for things to grow and prosper. And it's like you already planted those seeds. It's time to like get your mind off of it and just kind of just let things be. You're gonna be rewarded for almost like having fun and getting out of your like daily thing that kind of like keeps you in a loop or something like that. Treat yourself is what I'm hearing with this. It's so interesting. That's really interesting. That's really cute. I love this card. I love this this deck. The Cat Tarot, Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Yeah, that makes sense too. It's like no crying over spilled milk. Like that's it. You're good, okay? Five is about change, so I like that for you as well. It's like you have the power to change everything. I mean, we're starting with the Magician here. We cannot ignore that, okay? Just how you can bring a lot of happiness and beauty and all of that, all of like this goodness to other people's lives. Remember that you could pour that into yourself as well. And there's nothing wrong with being optimistic and hopeful, okay? Even in this like be realistic kind of world, it's okay to be a little delusional. It's okay to believe that everything's going to work out for you, you know? Even if like the past wasn't really representing that for you, or like even your current situation could be like challenging. It's okay. It's okay. I like that. Look at that, the unicorn. Believe in the impossible. Believe in magic. Believe in miracles. I also have the unicorn deck out here that I'm going to pull one card for you at the end, but how significant is that? You know, unicorns are believed to not be real. How can they not be real? If we have narc whales who literally look like a unicorn in a whale shape, why wouldn't unicorns be real? Maybe they just went extinct. Anyways, that was a weird side message. I'm sure someone thinks that. Love. Live your truth and share the love that is in your soul. Quite literally, this is like your purpose at your essence, at your core, is this, to love, honestly. It's like letting love be your guidance, because love is very significant for you. It holds a lot of power, not just like in your purpose per se of like, again, spreading love and empathy and kindness. It's like at your core essence, but love in general, like whenever you keep resonating with that, it helps you to not just serve your purpose, but it helps you yourself, like your mood, your state of being. It's so significant. It's almost like I'm reading about what I've been feeling and what the solution was. Because I mentioned before, like, so if you're in a funk, maybe do something nice for someone, and that kind of like, yes, you do it to like give back, but you also do it for yourself in that sense. And that may be selfish. I don't know if that's selfish. I don't think so. I mean, you're still doing something good, right? But you're also trying to move through your own kind of stagnicity or not feeling so well. So that's, ooh, transmute, exactly. 44, wow. Wow. In the intro, I was mentioning how 4-4 is significant as well. Because today is the 4th. I picked 4 pile, which I usually don't do. 4 major arcana. It's like, that's significant. Wow. It's almost like this reading is saying back to me what I've been feeling and like all of that. That's really interesting. I never pick a pile when I do the pick a pile readings. Like, I know some people like do pick a piles and they decide, yeah, I'm going to do pile 3 and let's see what comes out. I never read for myself in the piles is what I'm saying. But this pile really resonates with me and what I've been going through. This is so interesting. All right. Transmute. That's what it says. To transmute is to convert one energy into another. I told you, you're a filter. The snake is a powerful symbol of transmutation. You are being invited to accept its gift of shedding to help you process something important. Use this ability to make magic by transmuting the snake's energy into something new and beneficial for your growth. Meditate on this symbol when you need some assistance in changing the energy of your life. Oh my goodness, is that synchronistic? So the snake is symbol, snake. Oh my god, I read that backwards. All right. The snake represents our ability to connect to our own inner alchemy, to let go of the old and be able to shed skin, thereby allowing for constant evolution. That's literally what you do, Pawan. That's literally what you do. That's probably why you're constantly evolving and like, and you know what? I just, the snake's tongue, don't they pick up like scent with it, and also like it's how they gauge their environment or something like that. Again, that takes me back to the whole thing of like you infusing a room with your energy, like you literally transmuting and like transforming whatever you're receiving and setting a tone or something. Wow. Yeah, that's really interesting. You're very sensitive to subtleties as well. Oh, yeah. Keep the hope alive. Everything's going to be okay. This unicorn got a little buzz cut. That's really interesting. But then he has like a beard. That's so interesting. All right. So it says hope. Stay positive. The worst is behind you. Look up the light. Look up to the light. That's so nice. This unicorn looks like they're like kind of old, if you will. Like a wise old man is what I'm seeing with this unicorn. Is really interesting. This could definitely be one of your spirit guides when I say, hey, you gotta stay positive. We're here for you. Like, everything's okay. There's nothing to worry about. You know what song came on as soon as I decided to do this reading and I started to get this deck? Don't Stop Believing by Journey. So maybe go listen to that song, because that just came up again in my head as soon as I said like keep the hope alive and whatever. So maybe you want to go and listen to that. The fact that it's by Journey, you know, the journey, which is life, and then it says don't stop believing, super synchronistic. Anyways, so thank you, Pawan. I really hope that this resonated with you and it hyped you up a little bit. I don't know, it was more of like an explanation, but there were compliments there, I believe. Thank you so much for watching, for your support, for your kind words, for sharing your stories with me. I really, again, hope you have an amazing rest of your day whenever you're watching, and I'll see you in the next one. You have a good one. Hello, Pile 2. If you guys picked Justice, this is going to be your reading. So you're number 11, and you know, 1 and 1 equals 2, Pile 2. Synchronicity for me. I don't know if it's for you, but it definitely is for me. All of these are going to be very synchronistic because Pile 3 is actually number 12 in the tarot, which is a hangman, and that equals 3. And then Pile 4, are you ready for this? Well, no, that one's actually number 20. And that's just a 2. But, you know, it's synchronistic nonetheless. Anyways, I don't know why all of that came out of me. Anyways, so part 2. Let's get into your reading. So I'm going to start with tarot. I have another deck here in case I want to clarify something. And then these are your oracles, which I'm going to leave on the side here. So let's see what your spirit guides want to hype you up with. What are the goodness they want to tell you? Maybe compliments, maybe good news is here for you. The Chariot. Journey, success, and progress. Dude, okay. This is, I just finished part one, and I was telling them at the end how the song that came on, this song is going to be significant for everybody, so I might just put it under everybody's pile. Journey by, Don't Stop Believing by Journey was the first song that came on when I started to like shuffle your cards and pick, because I like to listen to music when I do that. Journey is the first thing here. That's crazy. Yeah, don't stop believing. Believe in goodness. Believe in the impossible. There's nothing impossible. You are possible of doing anything you want. So maybe you're getting a new car. That's like one of the good news is that's coming through. There's something about your spirit guide is also telling you that you're very balanced. You're very divinely guided as well down the road that you're in. Your path, your spiritual journey is very divinely guided. You know, progress, success, it's inevitable for you. It's like it's what you're headed towards. You are on the road, on the car, in the chariot, right? Moving towards this. There's no stopping you. There's again the cliche of enjoy the journey, though. It's not just about the destination, and it's like you don't have a definitive destination anyways. If anything, you could kind of feel like this actually, kind of like a nomad or someone that you realize since you had your spiritual awakening how many years ago, or maybe it's been your entire life, you kind of move a lot, and not move through situations, move through jobs, move through relationships, move through even friend groups. Like there's something about you, like you serve your purpose in a specific environment, and then you get like your life just naturally flows into another kind of state of being. This is like a gift that you have. You enter a certain phase in your life and you're meant to accomplish, alchemize as much as you can, bring balance. Oh my God, I just realized that. So we have balance. 11 is also a master teacher number. There's something about you, you carry this energy of harmony. You harmonize wherever you go, if you will. It makes sense. You know, this is very balanced too. The chariot is a very balanced energy, which is why we are able to move forward, right? Because everything in the car, everything in the chariot is working. Yeah, that's interesting. Judgment? Ooh, maybe you guys are meant to watch part 4 as well. That would make sense. Acceptance, awakening, assessment. Ooh. Look at all the major arcana here. You are divinely guided. It's almost like you are a divine being. Well, you are, but what I'm saying is because we're all one, right? If you think about it, so we are the creator, the one that got created, the one that's experiencing. Everything is us. But I almost want to say like you're an earth angel. That's what I want to say. You're very, very connected to your higher self as well. So much so that you're like one in the same. A lot of the time, there's no separation. You might think like that you need to sit and meditate to connect to your spirit guides, to connect to your higher self. No, you don't. You don't. They're with you. You have this ability to constantly move through life, like you see beyond the veil without needing to like look for it. But you fail to, oh, this is so beautiful, Paltu. You fail to accept that about yourself because you've always been like this. So it's like, it's almost like, I don't even know how to explain. Like if, obviously you know that you've always been able to see the color blue, right? It's kind of like you take it for granted, but if you speak to someone who struggles with seeing colors, right? Right, those people exist. This see certain colors or something like that, colorblind of some sorts. They're like, no, I've never seen that. Like, you take it for granted because it's always been your experience, but you are actually very connected to the divine, very connected to your spirit guides from birth. But now you're starting to realize it. Maybe after your spiritual awakening, like I was saying with the chariot, You're realizing the patterns in your life. You're realizing the stages in your life. It's almost like your transformation with that butterfly, because she has butterfly wings. It's been like your transformation. You're seeing you're seeing your purpose play out in front of you. And it's almost like, because you look back and you see patterns. And moving forward, it's not that you can see the future, but moving forward, you kind of expect the same thing. You're like, okay, I kind of get it. I stumble into situations, places, things. Maybe you're someone who's like a jack of all trades. You gather so much information, so much from here, from there. Throughout your life up to now, you've been very, very modest. You've had periods of time where you were like an atheist. You have periods of time where you're like super spiritual. Like, you literally are always evolving and changing. This is so synchronistic with Libra energy as well, because people like to think of Libras like they mold to the situations, so they're not really ever themselves or something like that. But that's not it. It's like you become the Maya because you're there to learn. You're like a sponge. You're a seeker of knowledge, but in doing that, there's also like you bring a lot of balance to wherever you are, because you bring your experiences from previous things. Like, just because you went through a period where you were very modest, for example. I don't know why I keep getting that example, but I'm getting it. But now it's not that you're not modest, it's just like you express yourself differently, you dress differently or something like that. It's like you still have the knowledge that you gain from experiencing life in that way, and you bring it into this newness of yours. And it's almost like you could be this way now because you lived through that as well. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does. Oh my God. Pile 2. I think you're meant to watch Pile 3 and 4. What is that about? That's crazy. That's crazy to me. This is crazy right now. This is crazy. This is what's next. 9 of Cups. Wow. And the 6 of Wands. Wow. I am like, wow. I don't know what else to say. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. The Hangman, it says waiting, rebirth, sacrifice, reflection. Yes, without a doubt. Like I said, you reflect a lot. It's almost like you've lived many lives in one lifetime. It's really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. You might honestly feel like it's tumultuous for you. However, again, with this new perspective that you kind of, with the Hangman, is about seeing things differently, kind of like maybe putting yourself in uncomfortable positions or situations to, again, see things differently, because you're seeking that knowledge, quite literally. This is why you go through a lot of phases in life. But again, you always come out victorious, and you always come out with the knowledge that you needed to, and the perspective that you needed. You're very intuitive. You could have a cat. Birds are very significant for you. Maybe you see owls a lot. There's a lot of wisdom that you carry, a lot of wisdom that's constantly being like, I want to say thrown at you, but it's not thrown. It's like there's a lot of wisdom and like aha moments that you anchor into your reality. Because you're this inquisitive, because you are this person who seeks excitement, you seek, well, yeah, you seek excitement, you seek experiences, and you embody it. Okay, whenever you decide you're gonna do something, it's like you don't even decide, you just fall into certain things. You could feel like you're someone who, throughout your life, let's say you start a job and you always kind of start at the bottom of it all, and you work yourself up. And this is the pattern in your life. This has not happened just once. It has happened in every single time, okay? There's something about that. Like, you literally start from the bottom up because you want to understand everything. Believe it or not, that's just the way that your life kind of is. Like, the way that you're meant to live this life. By building, by understanding from the bottom up, because you're meant to understand everything about it. You kind of go through that with everything that you like. Again, I don't want to say you even pursue it. you go where life takes you. Believe it or not, even if, and it's not that you're not in control, that's not it. It's more of like you quite literally are here for the journey. And you might feel like sometimes you get yourself in this situation, you're like, what was the purpose of that? But you gain that perspective eventually. So it says victory, glory, triumph. Yeah. It's like you take the essence of the things that you're meant to learn. You really take them with you, and they become wisdom. They become something that helps you in the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And like challenges are like welcomed by you. You might think sometimes, why is my life challenging? But then when you kind of like, again, you conquer something, and it's like she's collecting these cups, and it feels like there's a lot of emotional awareness that you wanted to work through in this lifetime, emotional intelligence as well. And it makes sense with the cherry because this is ruled by Cancer. And it makes sense with judgment as well because it's like that kind of communication between you and your higher self, of like the constant communication, the constant, like it's not even communication, it's just the what is it, the merge of these energies. Like you are just tapped in, period. You're able to then see things in perspective, with a different perspective. You self-analyze a lot as well. Like you know who you are. You're able to like self-talk a lot, to go through things. I'm getting this image. This is really interesting. I'm getting this image of someone, like, let's say you're crying because you feel really, really bad. And, it's like a deep cry. It's an emotional cry, emotional release. And you're asking this of like, why is this hard for me? Why can't I get through to this? And then there's this enlightenment of like, and the self-talk comes in, the higher self comes in, and they're like, well, you're whatever it is, right? It kind of gives you perspective of why you're going through this. And you yourself, as having the human experience, you're like, I don't even feel like crying anymore. I shouldn't cry because I got my answer. But at the same time, it's like almost like crying feels wrong because you got the perspective that you needed. And it's like, it might make you like a little mad. I'm like, well, I just wanted to cry and feel pity for myself. But I guess, we're over it now. It's kind of like that. That's really interesting. This could happen to you a lot. So it says here, happiness, vitality, optimism, joy. Yeah, that's really beautiful. Nine of Cups and Six of Wands are such good cards too. You're so wise. You're like effortlessly rise to the challenges and like obliterate them. Okay, which is probably why you keep getting like lessons and stuff. But it's almost like you also sign up for this in a way because you're meant to pass on that message. With the trumpet here makes me think, so it's Angel Gabriel, which is the messenger from God to humans, right? Or however you want to see that. But something about being the messenger, something about passing along your wisdom is significant as well. But in able to do that, you also kind of realize that you yourself have to experience a lot of different things, right? That makes sense. That makes so much sense. All right. Beautiful. What a beautiful reading. All right, let's see what your oracles have to say here. Ooh, water element, reflection, kindness, and compassion. That reflection thing is really interesting because that whole thing when I was telling you that I'm seeing someone crying, and then it's almost like their higher self or the spirit or God quite literally self-talks you down. And that reflection happens when you're deep in your feels, okay? Compassion and kindness is very, very significant to you as well. It also helps you, the things that you've been through help you to be compassionate and kind. Because since you've been through it, it's really hard to be judgmental for you. Not that you're not. We all have our moments. Okay, it's okay. um it's almost like there's a lesson in being judgmental as well, honestly. So yeah, there's something about you having a lot of compassion and empathy, but it stems from knowing what it feels like to be that person, and even knowing what it feels like to be the person who would criticize that person, and eventually maybe karma came back around and here you are, kind of like having a different perspective. So that's why you're kind. You're very, very kind and very compassionate. And again, there's a lot of self-talk, there's a lot of reflection, there's a lot of, well, if I feel that way, why do I feel that way? I'm also, you're so beautiful. You have such a beautiful, kind soul. I'm seeing someone as well. It's almost like when you see someone in let's say in social media, in your life, physical reality or whatever it is, kind of achieve something that you feel like you want to achieve, and that envy kind of gets triggered a bit to you. I'm seeing you saying, I'm so happy such and such got such and such, and you repeat that. There's something about you quite literally probably do that, because that's a really good practice to kind of talk yourself out of that envy, or kind of like with gentleness and appreciation for the trigger that you just got. You kind of, again, talk yourself out of it a little bit, like saying, it's okay for them to have this, I can have it too. It's kind of like that. Whenever you're triggered in that way, I'm just seeing someone saying, I'm so happy such and such got such and such, someone got the job that you wanted. For some reason you found out about it, I don't know how. You did. You're like, I'm so happy blank got the job that I wanted. That's it. It's almost like there's plenty to go around. You're okay. The High Priestess, yeah, without a doubt. When I tell you, you are tapped in, you're tapped in. This is why it didn't come out in the other cards. It didn't need to. But I told you that you've always been. You've always been very connected. It's like you don't need to see through the veil. There's no veil for you, period. Do you see how the curtain behind her, it's not even behind her, it's to the side? That's what I meant. Like, quite literally, you don't you've always been witchy, you've always been intuitive. Maybe even as like, because a potion thing, as a kid you would make potions, or like this collective. Okay, you guys remember as kids, kind of, when you look back, you kind of realize that you had like imaginary friends, or that you talked in different languages, that you thought you were speaking different languages. You were a weird kid, which is really cool. Not weird, but like maybe you were perceived as weird because of this. What I'm about to like explain, all of that. Oh, my nose is itchy. That's confirmation. You kind of remember like speaking different languages, and you were probably speaking light language actually. You had like imaginary friends. Maybe you don't remember like names and stuff like that, but you have like certain memories where you're like, who the hell was I talking to? Why was I talking like that? That was not my native tongue, or because maybe you speak a couple of languages, but it was not a language that you specifically remember speaking, or like it was play pretend, but it wasn't really play pretend. It was, you were speaking to spirits or something, or I don't know. That's really interesting. Look at you. The Queen of Pentacles, which is also the Empress card in this deck, by the way. Beautiful. When I told you you're a beautiful being, a beautiful soul, and you don't have to be feminine, or a divine feminine, but this feels very divine feminine dominated, because we have the High Priestess, the embodiment of like the spiritual divine feminine, and then we have quite literally the divine feminine as well. And Libra always gives me divine feminine energies. There's something also, you could be very good at like with music. Oh, music is significant for you. You're so good. You have such a keen ear when it comes to music. Maybe you make music. Maybe you make some kind of art as well, because there's something, you could be very stylish in your own unique way. You have this sense of like knowing what goes together, what looks good together, naturally. Naturally, you do that naturally. It's, again, you almost take it for, you, not that you take it for granted, you don't actively do that, but it's almost like you, that's just who you are. You see things and you're aesthetically pleased by them whenever you put them in the right way, or it's aesthetically pleasing to others, and it's just that's something that naturally comes to you. It's a natural ability of yours. I love it. I love it. I love your energy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at that. Oh my God. You guys, 222 could be so significant for you. Obviously 22 as well. Hummingbird spirit, joy. This is so beautiful. You're so magical. You are so magical. You're small but mighty. Your presence is divine. Like it's, I'm going to read the hummingbird for you from this deck. All right, so it says, positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. That's you. Inside the tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar, and it returns to those sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. The sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Literally since you were a child. Yeah. Follow the way of the hummingbird and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet, every moment worth savoring. When in balance, smart, curious, loves to learn. When out of balance, pushy, insistent, and sharp. To bring into balance, take a class. And I feel like the class for you is living. Your life is a complete lesson. Like everything is a lesson for you. Whether big, small, doesn't matter. Ooh, starseed. All right. It's okay if you don't like that term of, that's not your vibe. It's okay. Raise the vibration of the planet through your radiant, loving light. That's the true message there. You're so joyful. You bring so much joy to others. Again, it's like your kindness. You're very down to earth as well, but also very spiritual. You balance that very well. Ooh, that's beautiful. So with that justice energy, you balance the spirituality and the practicality of things. That's really beautiful. Ooh, relief. Runes could be very significant for you. This is the rune for protection. This almost looks like the same thing to me, just in a different way, right? Different, more sharp edges. Let's see what that's about, because I've never gotten this card before. Number 12. All right. The end of suffering or hard times, a much needed relief or break in the energy, miracles, rescues, and reprieve. Meditate on this symbol when it all seems too much. Feel it blast out the negative as you call in strength to your heart. And strife. And strife is an Icelandic magical staff associated with ending suffering, excuse me, and calming anger. That's really beautiful. Remember those challenges I was talking about? It's like you move through them. Probably you have this energy behind you. You have this essence about you as well. All right, let's see what the unicorns have to say. Adventure. Yeah. Dare to do things differently. Manifest your travel dreams. Move to a new location. You do this because your chariot card, like this is literally what you do. It's like you follow magic wherever you go. Wherever you go, magic follows you. I don't know. You're wanting the same, honestly. With the auroras there, that's really beautiful. All right. Thank you so much, Patu, for letting me read for you. Magical reading. I hope that this resonated, brought you clarity. You know, you got a little bit of a boost from this. That was really my intention. Thank you for watching, for commenting, for your support in general. I'll see you in the next readings. You guys have a good one. Hello, pile 3. So if you guys picked the Hangman, this is going to be your reading. So I just had to light up some incense for you guys. Let me put this card on the side and we're going to hype you up. Let's see what your spirit guides want to say. Maybe they're going to say something about you. They're going to compliment you. They're going to give you some good news, whatever it is. I'm here for it. All right. So we have tarot cards first and then we're going to do oracles last. All right. Pile 3, let's see what's going on for you. Ooh, Knight of Wands. Okay, so it says flow of fire, intuition. Even though it's the Knight of Wands, you know what's really interesting? That all the blue there is giving me Knight of Swords energy. So it's like air and fire together. The blue, the baby blue, the teal color kind of thing could be significant as well. There could be a message there for you as well. Or that kind of, you're gravitating towards that color. The star. Oh, wow. Guiding light, inspiration, faith and hope, miracles, infinite energy. Wow. With the Hangman starting your reading, honestly, you're a seeker of knowledge. You seek to see things differently. It's kind of like it keeps you alive. It keeps magic alive for you, trying to always like see things from a different perspective, especially when it comes to spirituality. You're very passionate about that, very passionate about getting different perspectives, even about the things that you've already learned or, you know, quote unquote, don't you like mastered or something. You still are very, very inquisitive. There's something also about the way that you're so passionate about things. And your intuition is very sharp as well. But here you are showing up as the star. You know, you quite literally could have, you're destined to do big things. You're destined to, because, you know, the closest star to us is the sun. Everybody knows who the sun is, right? There's no denying the sun. And if you can't see it, you can feel it. You know, it's, everybody knows who the sun is. I don't know why that I want to repeat that. It's like a lot of people are going to know who you are as well. Maybe you're meant for stardom, like quite literally, you're meant to be famous for a very good thing, for positive things. 5 of Wands. Competition, debate, and defense. There's a little bit of an internal struggle here with maybe your path or your purpose, or quite literally what I was just talking about. Like, you're like, okay, so I feel like there's definitely like a big purpose for me. But how do I go about that? Like, because sometimes I feel like you could really, like, again, the Knights is about movement. You could really be moving towards that. But then again, there's that internal struggle, a little bit of the resistance, a little bit of the maybe criticism that comes your way, or people make you feel a little bit like it's impossible. Maybe the advice that you're receiving is not quite good or something like that. And it gives you a little bit of imposter syndrome. But it's like, you're meant to blaze through that, okay? If anything, the Hangman is saying, take this as an opportunity to see things from the other side or see things differently, but not take away from the fact that you believe miracles are going to happen for you. You believe that you're capable of a lot of things, right? But when these doubts come up, in whatever shape or form that they do, whether it's coming from another person that triggers you, or it's coming from like family having a little comment, or it comes from within your inner critic, it's a time to see it differently. It's okay. It's okay to like observe it, but not engage with that kind of BS is what I want to say. Queen of Pentacles, beautiful. Loyal, charming, and wise, loving. Yeah. You got it. The thing is, you know. You know who you are. You're very sure of who you are. You're very sure of yourself. It's not in a cocky way. It is in a way of, I know myself. I know my potential. I know that I have something to give, something to contribute. So this is out of place for me. Is what I want to say, honestly. Look at that, another queen. Whoa, I like that. It's almost like these two queens become the star, right? These two merge together and are this. Oh, that's beautiful. Queen of Swords. Maybe this gift that you have, the things that you need to contribute, have to go, I go back to the Hangman, honestly, have to do with certain truth, certain like enlightening things that you can share with others, that you've like kind of like integrated into your life. Maybe part of what you're meant to share is how to get out of this, or how to not get out of it, but how to blaze through it, in the sense of how to be successful and serve your purpose and quite literally live the life that you want to live, regardless of how many obstacles were put in your way, especially when it comes to addressing the inner critic or the outer critics, you know, because that inner critic is learned. It's usually learned at when you're a child. So you have to kind of, there's a lot to unpack with this card. Oh my goodness. And there's a lot to unpack with that inner critic as well, because you have to be like, where did that come from? Because I know that was not me, you know, like who implanted these ideas in me that I then internalized, that I then repeated to myself, of like the self-doubt and the imposter syndrome, again, the inner critic. Who did that? So you first have to kind of look that up within you. And I think you have. This is probably what you're helping people do. Or you're going to be helping people do. And then on top of that, kind of like just give love to yourself, like the inner child that was gonna give in those ideas. And then also give a lot of love and forgiveness to those people that told you that when you were a child, because you have a perspective, a shift in perspective. You understand that they were coming from maybe a hurt place themselves, and they're just passing that along. Do you see how much there is to like dig through? And I feel like that's one of your things as well. It's a compliment. It's what your spirit guides are saying. You do this. This is what you do. You go deep into your subconscious. You really do dissect these things that trigger you. And that's probably part of like, I want to say like the little nugget of like goodness that you have to share with the world. And you are meant to share it, by the way. You do it, you're sharing it already, like, because the sword is down. It makes me think of like anchoring light codes, like anchoring in, and whatever you receive as like aha moment for you and your life are really aha moment for a lot of people, believe it or not. A lot of people are receiving it, but not a lot of people are on the path or have the purpose of sharing it, okay, is what I want to say. But you do. You do have that purpose. That's part of who you are, who you're meant to be as well. You're meant to share those words of wisdom that you yourself have integrated to help you move through this energy. And then I'm just touching upon one thing, the inner critic, or the, yeah, pretty much the inner struggle, the inner critic, and the self-doubt and the imposter syndrome. But we could, there's so many things that we are all kind of fucked up with. Like, this is just the tip of the iceberg, but it's not even the tip, because it goes, that sounded weird, but you know, there's a lot just from one kind of feeling, you know what I mean? So, and people have a lot of shit that keeps them from achieving their potential, or keeps them from their authenticity, that we kind of have to heal and like integrate. And that's part of your thing. It's like you help people do that. It's like you're the bringer of wisdom. You you get the wisdom because you yourself put yourself in very uncomfortable situations, or you quite literally, you do this healing thing on your own or something, and then It's like you bring it forward, and I like she has strength, ambition, and truth. It's like, yeah, your truth is not just delivered, just, you're just truthful. It comes from a place of love and being wise, and therefore it kind of gives strength to other people to also conquer their own things. Okay. And it's not that you're like just speaking to someone, you're going to cure them, but it is about kind of giving people a different perspective. And in doing that, it's almost like you plant a little seed. It's a little seed of like, maybe I should look at that way. Maybe I'll practice it, see what it gets me, that kind of thing. It's really beautiful. You're like a teacher at heart. A teacher who has probably had to go through a lot of things to be able to then teach, because when it comes to real life things, you can't just learn it from a book. You have to experience, you have to be in the trenches, okay? That's you. That's you. Ooh, more fire element. I like that. Warrior, passion, and fearless. Oof, yeah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, that is you. You are a warrior. And going to war, it's going to war with your own internal kind of way of seeing the world. And again, pushing yourself to be different. From a place of logic, from a place of trying to understand yourself at the same time, takes a lot of fucking guts. And you have them. You're doing it. Oh, look at that. Knight of Pentacles. The slowest moving knight in the tarot, but the very, very efficient one. You move slowly, but with purpose. Every step you take has a very deep, deep purpose. I love this card. I almost want to say too, you've arrived, like you're at the table. It's almost like, what people say, like, I just want a seat at the table. You got it. You have it. And I think this has to do with you in spirit. It has nothing to do with like the physicality of like you being included into a club or something. It's not about that. It's like you have to realize that you're quite literally divine, and the things that you've been through, and again the things that you again have conquered and fearlessly have looked in the eye and kind of been like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to understand you. That's a lot of shadow work. Okay, that makes sense. A lot of shadow work that you've done in your life. All of that has given you a seat at the table. Okay, it was always reserved for you. It wasn't for anybody else. No one else can sit there. It's always meant for you, but it depends on what, when do you arrive. You arrived is what I want to say. Ooh, wow. So this is the Ace of Pentacles, but this is also the World card. You have arrived. Have you arrived? Yes, you have. What's interesting is that number 12 mirrored back is 21, which is the World card. This is really cool. Like I said, Fool's Journey. It's almost like you've conquered the Fool's Journey. But we don't just do that once, but you've conquered one big, 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 big Fool's Journey. A big step forward in your healing. And it probably had to do with a lot of inner child healing, which led to a lot of shadow work that you had to do. Wow. There's a lot of forgiving. There's a lot of understanding. There's a lot of kindness being poured into everything here. You do that, and that's how you have acquired. It's almost like you're going to have this new beginning. Remember when the Queen of Pentacles, she has a pentacle that she's holding is right here. It's actually, I left it on the top. It's like this pentacle is this Ace of Pentacles. It's a brand new beginning for you. It's going to feel like you're in like a new world, if you will. Like you've created this new world for yourself. That's really beautiful. Ooh, Storm Spirit. Chaos. Change. Fast change. Makes me think of the Tower card. You see these energies here, how they're so like alive? I love it. It's like you have a newfound passion and you have like this chaotic energy about you, but it's not in a bad way. It's like you're the herald of change. It's really beautiful. Ooh, didn't I? I said wisdom and wise a million times. See your adversaries as an opportunity to expand your spiritual life. You're fucking kidding me. This is quite literally what I was picking up on. The whole, like, yeah, you quite literally, this is your shift in perspective, Okay, this is what you embody, or you're embodying right now. It's like the adversaries, the naysayers, they're an opportunity for you to learn. The inner critic, an opportunity for you to learn. The inner child healing that had to do with like people that were meant to actually like give you the tools to, you know, kind of like succeed in life. We're actually giving you tools to suppress your talents or like doubt yourself every step of the way. An opportunity to learn. Like that's what I mean. This is what you bring. This is why you this is why you kind of like integrate, alchemize, and are meant to pass on wisdom, a lot of wisdom. Fire again. How synchronistic is that? 27. 27 could be a very significant number for you. Very, very, like I'm seeing a birthday. I'm seeing 2 and 7 equals 9. 9 could be like one of your favorite numbers. 27 in general is very, very, very significant for you. The when you were 27, you're maybe about to be 27. You've been, or like your awakening started when you were 27 years old. There's something about that. And then 30 is significant too. So 27 and 30. Oof. All right. Let's read about that. 27. All right, fire. Light, creativity, drive, purity, passion, and new opportunities. The new world that you're stepping into. The element of fire can... Oh, I also got just the phoenix, right? Rise from the ashes. Fire is so transformative. It's like that's literally, you're going through a very deep transformation. Could be chaotic a bit sometimes, but it's been a long time coming. Again, it's what helps you arrive at this opportunity here, where you're like face to face with the divine or something, and you have this opportunity to quite literally, it's almost like make a wish, ask for whatever you want, and believe it's going to happen for you. All right, let me read. The element of fire can free you from boredom, clear karma, and give you the energy required to take action. Be warned though, too much fire can also burn. So be mindful of utilizing this energy wisely by channeling it creatively. Meditate on this symbol with the assistance of a candle to inspire creativity, motivation, and passion. Symbol, fire alchemy. This is the alchemy symbol for fire. Yeah. Too much fire. Yeah, there's no such thing as for you. You got it. Okay? You got it because you have earth already. You have air already. It's time for this. Okay? That's what you're bringing in. Ooh. Prosperity almost flipped over. Well, it did flip over, but I wasn't ready. So let's get you a unicorn card. Oh. All right, here we go. Balance. Oh yeah, that makes sense with with them saying, hey, be careful, not too much fire. Balance. Take time to relax, indulge a little more or less. Set boundaries with your work. Since you were in the trenches when it comes to like the shadow work and stuff, maybe it's time to like take a little break from that. The butterflies all around make me think again of transformation as well. That's really beautiful. Bottom of the deck, I feel like is significant because this unicorn almost looks like this one, just in a like different perspective. So it says trust. Leap into the unknown, have faith, and move forward. Believe you can fly. Yeah, you definitely can fly. You're so capable of anything that you set your mind to. I feel like you need to hear that and repeat that to yourself over and over and over again if you need to, because you should believe it. Okay? And it's almost like the divine is also going to show you through actions, through like physical changes in your life, that you are capable. Okay? There's no doubting yourself anymore. You shouldn't. Not for a second. I mean, there's healthy doubt and healthy, like questioning and stuff, but don't let it hinder you from moving forward is what I'm trying to say. All right, thank you so much, Pal 3, for letting me read for you. Beautiful reading. I really hope that this resonated. It gave you a little bit of compliment. It hyped you up a bit, put you in a better mood, hopefully. Those were my intentions. Thank you for your likes, your comment, for everything that you guys do. I'm very, very grateful. I'll see you in the next reading. You guys have a good one. Look, pile 4. If you guys picked Judgment, this is going to be your, I don't know why I just threw your card. This is going to be your reading. All right, Judgment. I feel like this is very much from your higher self. I know I said spirit guides, but this very much feels like higher self conversation here. So we are going to start with tarot, and then I'm going to leave your oracles on the side here, and we'll get to them eventually. So let's see. There's like a compliment. There is maybe a compliment, maybe some reassurance, maybe just nice words of encouragement. Let's just see what's going on here for you. Ace of Wands, career, beginnings, and travel. Okay. There could be changes coming up for you, okay? Changes that you've been asking for, maybe in the career, maybe traveling in the sense of like moving from one home to another. Beginnings, new beginnings in general are significant here for you right now. Maybe you want to hear that because you want change in your life. The full moon is significant too. We just had a full moon. The moon is still so full though because it's a super moon. So it's very close to the earth. It still looks humongous. There's something about that. Maybe you've been looking at the moon. Ooh, death, new beginnings for real. It's literally in the card, but so it says transformation, new beginnings, change, and endings. Every ending is a new beginning, okay? The snake too is really interesting. Where did I read it? Oh, in this deck, pile 1 got the snake, and it literally said about transmutation. Was it pile 1? I don't know. I think it was. Hold on. I remember it was number 12. So no, it wasn't. It was 44. Yeah, it was 44. I don't know why I said 12. Maybe that's, yeah, the snake. So it says, to transmute is to convert one energy into another. The snake is a powerful symbol of transmutation. You're being invited to accept this gift of shedding to help you process something important. Use this ability to make magic by transmuting this snake energy into something new, beneficial for your growth. Meditate on this symbol when you need some assistance in changing the energy of your life. Maybe you've been wanting a change in your life, and it's here. It's gonna happen. Like death is here to tell you there's a death and a rebirth about to happen. You've been warned. Okay, it's what your higher self wants to tell you. It's like you've been warned. We're going. We're about to shift. Okay. But you've been craving this. There's nothing wrong with this. You are welcoming this with open arms, I'm hearing. That's really beautiful. Page of Cups. Fun, magic, and love. This is where this change is coming from, okay? There's nothing scary. It's not coming in the sense of a tower moment. I'm not seeing it that way. Because, sometimes towers are very, like, some change nonetheless, right? Ending and beginning is divinely orchestrated, but it feels very like uprooting for yourself, right? It's like your life gets uprooted a bit. Death, however, for me, it's less of an uprootment, more of an accepting. It's like you've been craving this, you've been asking for this, and you've been actually moving towards it as well. Whereas the tower moment for me feels more of like it comes out of nowhere. It's almost like you were putting up a little bit of resistance to change and the universe has to step in. Death for me is not like that. You've been welcoming, you've been asking for this things to change, for the dead things in your life, the things that are stagnant to be cleared away. They're here. And it's happening with a lot of love, compassion. There's magic behind it. It's really beautiful. It's probably because you embody this energy as well, that you're ready for this. Look at that, another page. New beginnings everywhere, you guys. That is beautiful. Page of Pentacles. Again, okay, new beginnings and a lot of fronts. So this is a new beginning, like emotionally, maybe in connections. And this is a new beginning, like, again, like I said, in the career and the financial things. Maybe health as well. Talent, skill, and money. Oof. Maybe you're putting your talents to good work, and you've always been putting your talents to work, but now you're about to see a lot of prosperity from that as well. Really, this is a lot of good news is what I'm getting here. Like, I might be complimenting you at the same time. I'm not sure. Maybe I have. But this is a lot of again, this is, you're ready for this. Like, if anything, this is your compliment in itself. Everything that's coming into your life that's new, beautiful, like passionate, meant for you, like beginnings, beginning aces are beginnings, pages are beginning energy, like newness energy. All of this is because of the work that you've put in. It's quite literally, it is a compliment. Seven of Wands, okay, challenge and courage. It's like you triumph from this. Remember where you came from is what I want to say with this card. And it's not to humble you. It's more of, you remember that you get through everything, okay? That's really what this is, because it's really beautiful, because this is what the divine is telling you, because we go from the Seven of Wands to having an ace. And if you add these two, you get the Eight of Wands, which is fast movement. You know, like, again, the things that you've been craving to change in your life, they're coming in quick. Like the rewards for the things that you've, again, gotten through, which is what this is telling me. You've gotten through the challenges. You're about to see the rewards from it. So be ready. Be ready to welcome all of this in. I like how death is in the middle of all of this. It's like all of this is circling this beginning energy, this ending, and it's this new beginning energy. I want to know a little bit about what it is that it's coming in. I mean, if we could get a little bit more specific, maybe. Interesting. The King of Wands with the Five of Pentacles behind it. You're very surrounded by spirit right now. Definitely very, very, very surrounded by spirit. There's a couple of truths that maybe could be a little bit painful, because they're going to give you a key to kind of understand this, okay? These triggers that make you feel like you're not worthy, or maybe this is some of the challenges that you've been through, the abandonment wounds that you've been kind of tending to and trying to understand and trying to like heal and stuff like that. There could be some clarity coming towards like about that then puts you in this transformative energy, if you will. Closure for some of you. There's some closure coming in, okay? Judgment again. You can't make that shit up. That's confirmation about what I just said for a lot of you. If you've been waiting for closure from someone about something, you're about to get it, okay? And it could initially be very, very, very triggering, but it is going to be healing, and it puts you on a path that it's like, it's like the final straw that you need. It's like the final drop to overflow a cup, if you will. Like it's needed for healing, okay? Your higher self, like I said, because this is higher self for me, but you can't really tell, but you could tell here, right? That this is their higher self communicating with you. This is what I mean when I say higher self and judgment, because this card depicts it perfectly. Trust your higher self in this. For a lot of you, that resonates with the whole closure thing. Trust that this is happening for your good, like your betterment. It might feel a little bit triggering for you first and painful, and like the wound just gets ripped open again, and you're like, oh my God, am I back here again? Like having to heal this again? No, it's going to be very, very, very transformative for you. All right, let's see what else, because I feel like we got two kind of things, or I guess one situation. I want to see what else. What else this is about. The color purple could be significant. I don't know, that just came out of nowhere, but the Wheel of Fortune, yeah. You're rising to the occasion. Like quite literally, there's karmic justice coming your way in the best of ways. Which is probably why you're receiving that closure, you're receiving that explanation, you're getting that aha moment. And maybe it doesn't even come from a person specifically. It just comes from your higher self, a new perspective that you're seeing, something that you finally get to heal and finally get to have the answer to from the divine, if you will. And it feels good. It feels like a win for you, okay? It's really beautiful. All right. Get into your oracles. Your message was so straightforward. I really like that. Not that the other ones weren't, but like yours was so like boom, boom, boom. And again, that's why it feels like it's higher self, because the language, everything was explained so easily, like so fast. It's because you have a lot of communication with your higher self. So it's no doubting it. Like, okay, earth element, survival, adaptable, and reliable. Okay. Feel like that's your energy for sure. For sure. Okay, maybe you have a lot of earth placements. I don't remember what I said for this. Yeah, I said Virgo for this. I remember now. This is giving me Virgo vibes today, which is so weird. I don't even think... I'm going to have to look up who's associated with this card, like what zodiac, because I don't know. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get my trusty iPad here. Gonna look it up right now. I can never find anything when I look at it when I'm doing a reading, but fingers crossed. Yeah, what zodiac? It's not telling me. I guess it doesn't have one. The judgment refers to the end. It includes... So the element is fire. Okay, so it's not going to be Virgo energy, but... Oh, it's ruled by Pluto. Okay, cool. Pluto is like... Isn't Pluto Scorpio energy? Rebirth, absolution, reflection, rebeginning, inner calling, and awakening. Oh my goodness. Okay, doesn't have a zodiac. Okay, that's cool. I'm seeing Virgo today. Earth element is kind of like confirming that for me, so that's really interesting. All right, let's keep going, you guys. I'm sorry, I get sidetracked all the time in these readings. Four of Wands. Okay, we got fire energy. Union, very happy, happy endings, happy beginnings. Foundations being built with the earth element coming along here. Oof, I really like that actually. This combination is very, very nice, because that uprooting thing that I was picking up on with like if you have a tower moment, but yours are not towers, they're like a death and a rebirth moment. It's to build this the new foundation has been built, is what I want to say. It's like that's why it's going to be a little easier for you, because the foundation is already there. You've already built the foundation to get past certain things. I love it. I love it. Ooh. The Knight of Swords. This is the second card in this deck that actually has the cards depicted into the deck, which the other one is the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles? No, the Five of Swords. I'm sorry. I don't know why I felt like saying that. That could be significant for some of you. You could be seeing the Five of Swords a lot. You could be seeing the Knight of Swords a lot as well. This, you know what's really interesting? That we have earth, fire, and air here. Those three elements could be very significant for you. This is the fastest moving knight. Again, that sword energy, that message, that aha moment kind of thing. And it's almost like they're looking this way. They're also looking this way, but if I'm looking at it how it came out, right, upright for me, they're looking this way at this foundation here. It's like, that's why the movement is happening now. Like the big shift is happening for you now because you're ready. But it's coming in quick. There's something about the quickness of it is significant. It is because the foundation has been set. It's ready, you know. It's like the road is ready to be traveled on, or, you know, whatever it is. It's ready. You're ready for this. Enlightenment. Enlightenment. I can't make that shit up. That's crazy. Fire temple. forest temple, not fire. Her heart chakra there being so alive like that, that's really beautiful. Because this is a forest and they're in a forest. Enlightenment. Enlightenment. That's what judgment is about too. Wow. Oh, and she's holding a cup. So it's like an ace of cups as well, or a page of cups. Oh, we had the page of cups. Did we not? We did. Did we? Am I making that up? No, we did not. I'm not making it up. We had it. So she's like a page of cups as well. That's really beautiful. Wow. Very synchronistic. Magnificence. You're amazing, magnificent, and unique. But most importantly, you are enough. Wow, that is a beautiful message. Remember this, okay, often. Whenever you're going through these changes, you're amazing, you're magnificent and unique. But most importantly, you are enough. That's really beautiful. What a beautiful message from your, I want to say higher self. Oh my God, no, this card has like, got dirty with something. All right, courage, 37, the lightning. I like that. More like fire energy. Like I said, it's coming in quick, whatever it is, okay? Be ready. Be ready. You've been craving this. There's nothing, you don't shy away from this. But, and even if you haven't been craving change or anything like that, which I highly doubt because it feels like you really have, you still welcome challenges and things like that into your life because you know that they're going to be super transformative and they just align you to better things. You're very trusting of this connection that you have with your higher self. All right, courage. You're being invited to summon your courage and take the next right action. Drawing this card can be nudging you to let go of any fears you are having and boldly move ahead. Yeah, this is your moment to seize the day, live your dreams, and step forward with confidence. You can meditate with the symbol and mantra whenever you need to boost your encouragement. You're enough. You're good. You're doing everything. You're amazing. Lightning. The lightning bolt is a symbol of courage and was inspired by a fictional cartoon character and a real-life character in life. This card is dedicated to one of my first love, Dennis, aka Shazam. That's interesting. The boy who was never afraid to try something new. A forever inspiration on this wild journey of life. Rest and power. So that's the author speaking about how this was inspired by someone. Their first love. Maybe the name Dennis is significant or Shazam is significant. That's really beautiful. All right. Let's get one card from the unicorns for you guys. Give us something good. I feel like all of the cards in this deck are good, honestly. I love this deck. Awareness. Really beautiful. It's like breaking in it's like the fogginess gets broken in and here you are. Like, live in the moment. Be cautious of your thoughts. Look for signs and guidance. Yeah. I feel like this is what you do, honestly. Which is why you're so connected with your higher self and like you're so trusting of everything that comes your way. Your sense of awareness is very very keen sense of awareness and very much like part of who you are as well. Beautiful. I want to see the bottom of the deck. Ooh, how interesting is this? Past lives. Release your past life karma. You're an old soul with deep wisdom. Healing your past lives will raise your vibration. That's really interesting. Interesting advice there. All right. Thank you so much, Pautu. Pautu. What the hell was that? Thank you so much, Pal4. Maybe you're here from Pautu. Thank you so much, Pal4, for letting me read. I still couldn't get through that. For letting me read for you today. I want to thank your spirit guides as well. Thank you for your likes, your comment, overall for being very, very nice to me, very encouraging, very supportive in general. I'll see you in the next readings. You guys have an amazing rest of your day. And yeah, see you in the next one.